Yes, this is the footage from my actual driving test, but this footage combines different mock tests and different tests from different driving test centers, just to give a more broader and realistic feel, depending on which test center you drive at, and to give a wider range of different maneuvers that you would be expected to do. So boom, we are turning left here, obviously MSM all the way, mirror signal maneuver, making sure we are stopping and looking before we edge into the road. And if you recognize this driving test center, then you know that this is a tricky roundabout. We were actually going straight on, so I picked the right lane to go straight on. I'm just gonna wait until it's clear, then move. This clip actually isn't from my driving test, this is from one of my mock tests. We're going straight on. We drifted a little bit into the appropriate lane, that is okay. Now we exit. And we keep going. And oh yeah, when you're going straight on, you don't signal right because that can be misleading. What you can do is not signal when you're entering a roundabout, but before you exit, then you can signal left. And here we did a little maneuver, so just parking at the raised curb, making sure you're not too far from the curb. I think it's 30 centimeters allowance. And then when you park, then you move back off, making sure you're doing your 6-point checks. Make sure you're turning your neck all over the place, checking all over the place. Move off. Now we're here again, coming to the stop at the dotted lines, making sure we're looking all over the place and edging forward. And now we are going to park again, another maneuver, parking by the curb. Again, if you want to master this is the easiest one. You don't want to be scraping the rims or anything like that. And then moving off again, this is where they're really doing is to test your observation skills. You want to be checking all your blind spots, checking all your mirrors, checking all over the place before you move off. Now we are turning right here, positioning ourselves properly. MSM, edging forwards very slowly. Now we are doing a parking maneuver here. Parking parallel to the curb is probably the most common maneuver you have to do. And they do it not necessarily to test your parking. This is a very easy maneuver. If you can't park parallel to the curb, then you shouldn't be driving. This is to test your observation when you're moving off. So the MSM and your 6-point checks, checking your blind spots, turn your neck all around. That's what they're really looking for. This one can be a bit tricky just because there's a couple of turns. You have to turn right here and then go and then turn left into the road. But as long as you do your MSM, you're observing, you're being cautious, it's gonna be fine. So, mirror, signal, maneuver, just stop, be patient, no rush, observing, waiting for the gap. And once you find that gap, you edge out, and then you move, staying in the left hand lane. And actually, they're gonna tell me to park here, so mirror, signal, maneuver, park to the left, parallel to the curb, behind that lady with a nice BMW. And then we're gonna move off, again MSM, doing your 6-point checks, the whole 9. And we're gonna carry on. And think ahead here, there is a roundabout, a small roundabout. We are going to counter. I think that's the first roundabout in this mock test. Pedestrian crossing, making sure you are waiting if there is someone. There wasn't anyone crossing or about to cross, so that's fine. We were going straight on. Now, big roundabout, we were taking the first exit, so you want to signal. MSM, obviously, mirror signal, maneuver, position yourself in the right lane, wait for the signal, keep the right separation distance between you and the car in front. And this is, even though big roundabouts can be scary, the ones with the traffic lights, at least you know that when it's your turn to go, you can go without worrying about the traffic coming in around the roundabout, because they're gonna have the red light and you're gonna have the green light. So we carry on. A little bit squished here, so we just slow down because that bus is parked. Now we're gonna go on to the dual carriageway, I think, after this roundabout. So just slowing down, observing right for any traffic incoming. No traffic is incoming, so we carry on going. I think we were taking the second exits. Let's see. Third exit. This is a slip road, I think. Gaining speed. I believe this is a 40 or 50 mile an hour. Gaining speed to get ready. Gaining speed. Then you start your observations, turn on your signal, observing. Don't just look in the mirrors, actually look at your blind spot. Once you find that gap, you edge into the road, keeping into the left-hand lane. And you want to be able to still be comfortable in these high-speed situations. Right, if I was to ask you a question about the auxiliary controls, like how do you turn on the demister? You should be able to do it comfortably. If I ask you, how do you check your brake fluid? You should be able to tell me comfortably, even if you're driving at 50, 60 miles an hour. So we're only here for a little bit. Gonna leave. So slow down as you see the speed limit go down to 40. Slowing down progressively. You can see there's a little bit of traffic at the front there. There are traffic lights there, so just gonna slow down progressively. You can see the car coming in from the left. I'm gonna slow down just in case we need to let them. We didn't let them, that's fine. Carry on going. Carry on going. Now this here is an unexpected maneuver. Let's say you missed the road, we want to do a sort of U-turn. This is one of those unexpected things you do. So took this little road in the side here to allow us to turn and move back in the opposite direction. So you want to get to the dotted line, wait, do our MSMs, obviously do our observations. The road looks a bit busy, so you want to be patient. Wait for the gap and slowly edge out, and then find that gap and take it, and that is it. Simple as that. Big fat huge roundabout coming up. We are going straight on, so taking the second exit, so we get into the right lane. Traffic light, keep the right separation distance. MSMs throughout, obviously. Bus was impeding, so just MSM, observe, and then shift back into the right lane before you come back into the left lane, because at this time the bus lane wasn't operational, so vehicles could use it as well. So you don't want to forget that. You want to stay in the bus lane if you can, but again, like you saw there, when the bus is obstructing, more than welcome to move out. And again, here we are taking the second exit again, so taking the right lane and staying in it, doing our MSM, doing our observations. And now this is a 40 mile per hour road, so picking up speed. So yeah, that's it. Some clips from an actual driving test and some clips from mock test, all put together, all in a similar area. Hope you enjoyed, hope you learned something, and if you have your test coming up, I wish you the best. watch the other videos in the playlist as well, where I did some clutch control stuff, things like that. And the whole point of this playlist is just to show you can teach yourself to drive with an extra few caveats. Again, watch the full playlist to understand. But yeah, you can teach yourself to drive. You don't need to go through an expensive process. All right, thank you for watching. Make sure you subscribe.